Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks.
Apparently, we now got audio. Felt like that was a pretty good open, though. Whatever. So the count 0-2 for Luke Terbeek. Looking for his 30th punch out. Yes, it will be. And it'll come at the hands of Rui Yoshida.
And strikeout number 30 on the year for Terbeek. Racking them up. Last 2 starts for Luke Terbeek, looking solid, going 11 innings total. His last 2 starts against the Denver Cougars and Nebraska Pioneers combined, striking out 9 hitters and allowing 2 earned runs.
Terbeek ready to go. He fires this one, a foul ball for Nick Hockemer out of Ivy Tech Community College. Lots of community college and D2 or lower. Well, Trey Runge, the only D2 player. Everyone else that or below. Couple community colleges in the starting lineup tonight. Luke Terbeek, the 0-1. This one on the outside. Call it a strike as it catches the black. So I guess we'll restart all of that. Damian Ruiz in left field, Trent Baker in center, and then Ashby in right field. The 0-2, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Luke Terbeek picking up his 31st punch out. Back-to-back swing and a misses. And we head to the bottom of the first. Larks and Plainsman tied at 0. It'll be Trent Baker, a freshman out of Houston Christian in Montgomery, Alabama, set to go against Anthony Comfort. Last night, Comfort was a part of the pitching staff for the Plainsmen, but now needing to start as at the end of the season for them, they've kind of had some issues keeping along throughout the season, but also having minimal position players. Not only that, but also pitchers, and that pitch on the outside, but call it a strike to Baker.
That ball touch outside. Baker last night making an appearance after missing the last 2 games due to apparent injury, going 1 for 5, a single, coming around a score after getting on.
1-1, this one to the right of the shortstop and Goldbeck, trying to make the throw, but that is going to be a hit for Trent Baker to lead it off here tonight.
And yeah, Ken Winholt saying it right there, 52nd hit on the year, single number 35 as well.
So now it'll be another freshman from Houston Christian, Damian Ruiz, who's also in left field, and the sign's coming on.
Ruiz having a hot night last night, getting 3 hits and 3 consecutive at-bats. 3 for 5 night, 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, adding on to his total on the year at 34 now, and struck out looking
Pitch missing on the outside and high from Comfort. Trent Baker on the base paths and could possibly steal here. Don't think we're having that conversation anymore of trying to get caught up to Damien on the steals list, but at least have his own record in the record book is probably what Trent is trying to do now.
Yeah, just try to catch up to Damien as close as he can. At least say, hey man, if I had more time, I would have got you.
I mean, Trent Baker, 22. And I'll try and check the Larks stats here in a second. Comfort, the 2-0. This one on the outside and across the river.
Anthony Comfort last night making an appearance in last night's game, only going for 2 outs, 2 1/3 outs, 1 hit, 1 run, home run allowed to Lenny Ashby, 2 walks and a strikeout.
3-0 from Comfort on the outside, catch in the black. Speaking of Trent Baker, has the 22 stolen bases. At least 27 would get you on because there's a 3-way tie for 26. And with Damian Ruiz in there, they're probably going to knock off maybe the 3 or keep the 3 on there at the very bottom. But throw over to first to check on Baker. Not in time. But nevertheless, Trent Baker, Bryson Evans, and even Damian Ruiz, if we didn't have them and also the power bats of 4, 5, and 6, LaRue, Sicoli, and Garrett Gruhl, I don't even think we would have made it this far in the year, having 34 wins, 25 at home.
No, they're key factors to his team as Ruiz getting walked there, 30th walk on the year. And, yeah, they're core pieces to this lineup. And the team fits so well together, so it's really fun to be able to broadcast and watch these guys play because they all fit together nicely.
Well, and also it's easy to cover a team when they're winning and everything's good. But, yeah, I mean, I love covering the Larks, and I won't forget this summer at all. But, I mean, these guys, you know, day in, day out, they put a smile on my face, and it just seems like we're all a family. A curveball in there, but missing for Comfort. Don't know where that miss. And he's trying to figure out as well. So Trent Baker at second, Damian Ruiz at first base, and now Lenny Ashby, a junior transfer to Kansas, and this one on the outside and missing out of Aruba.
And looking back at last night's game for Anthony Comfort and the Larks when he made his appearance, Comfort was the first man to strike out a Larks hitter, and that wasn't until the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, and last night offensively, that was the best night I think we've seen this season. And this one, catching the strike zone, Ashby didn't like it. The 2-1 now. Speaking of best night offensively, I think that was the biggest moonshot we've ever seen in Lenny Ashby. I mean, that was cranked.
I mean, I don't think the ball has landed yet. It was way up there.
Joking with him after the game and pitch missing. And is that a 4-pitch walk? Or no, 3-1. Okay. You just do it so fast that I'm already adding in my head, even though you already have it up there. But going back to Ashby, we were talking about it after the game, and I asked him, "Do you know where that landed?" He said, "No, I wasn't watching." But yeah, he was trying to find it, just sitting there watching it. So now the count 3-2, and it's what I love about this team. Even though, you know, me and Lenny haven't talked a whole lot, you know, in the past couple of days, just because, you know, being, you know, a couple days in and everything and getting adjusted. I mean, everyone's still having a good time. The 3-2, a swing, and this one popped up, and this one's on the concourse. Is it going to hit anybody? No, it's going to hit the shingles on the don't even know what to really say.
The hut.
Just the hut. Yeah, the hut.
The hut protecting lives again here at Larks Park.
So we do the 3-2 all over again between Anthony Comfort and also Lenny Ashby. Ashby coming ready, and this one on the inside, taken for a walk, and 2 back-to-back walks for Anthony Comfort. Load the bases, and now Patterson's going to go talk to his pitcher, Comfort. Trent Baker at third, Damian Ruiz at second, Lenny Ashby at first, and now bringing in Tyler LaRue, a junior out of Houston Christian in Candelia, Texas. Been the third baseman for the Larks pretty much for the last month or so. But, I mean, he's been in the lineup for pretty much the entire year.
Yeah, he's found a home there at third base in the month of July. And throughout the year, he's always stayed in that 4-hole spot. And you always wondered if he was going to move or not, just because how well he gets on base. He has some speed, but he just fits so perfectly into the 4-hole in this lineup that Frank Leo not budging.
This one, a breaking ball in there, and Comfort and the Plainsman looking for their first out and could possibly get a double play here, and that'll be the best case scenario for the Plainsman as Comfort in the windup and fires a breaking ball on the outside, swung on, and Dirk's going to be in the power alley. Tagging up is Baker, and a throw to the shortstop and Goldbeck. That'll be an RBI for Tyler LaRue as Tyler coming on.
RBI number 54, trying to catch up to Garrett Gruhl. But he puts the Larks on top here early, 1-0.
Just going to try and get that myself, but I guess beat me to it. As Tyler LaRue, the first out, scoring is Baker. So we have runners at second and first. Damian Ruiz at second, Lenny Ashby at first, and now John Sicoli, sophomore from Baylor. Breaking ball on the outside, and it's called a strike. Sicoli out of Tyler, Texas, and been one of the bats that the Larks this season really has needed. I mean, he has a great eye. He has the power bat, but not only that, but he's kind of a morale guy as well. When he gets on base, he does something funny, the sprinkler. He does the shaking the leg. I don't know what that is. That's probably what I would just call it, shaking of the leg.
Well, you know, looking back at the month of June, he was kind of slower. Slow start to the year. You're questioning whether or not he was going to get going. But he stuck with his game plan, and he stayed well looking at pitches.
So Dirk's going to settle under this fly ball by Sicoli, and now we have two away in the inning.
But yeah, he's really found himself, I mean, solidified in the lineup as well as LaRue, and he's bounced back in July. Really brought up all of his numbers. He's playing great ball, extra base hit machine.
Now it'll be Garrett Gruhl, sophomore transfer into the Islanders of Texas A&M Corpus Christi out of Groesbeck, Texas. Tonight he's the designated hitter, and either in outfield or first base or DH, Garrett Gruhl's going to get it done. The steal by Ruiz, throw to first. Ashby jumping over the baseball, and Tucker Bond not even close to first, but getting another steal is Damian Ruiz. And 37th stolen base, but we are close for him in the stolen bases record. So he's tied with three other guys, Brownstein, McCallick, and also Wilson at 37. Two of them doing it in the 07 year. That must have been one defensive nightmare, having two guys that had 37 steals at the end of the season.
And, you know, it's crazy. The game's changed a lot over the years, and you don't really see a lot of guys stealing bases like they used to back in that day. And Damian Ruiz bringing a piece of the game back into art form.
I would agree. And that one up high and missing to Garrett Gruhl, and the count 1-2 between Anthony Comfort and Gruhl. Runners at the corners, Damian Ruiz at third base, and Lenny Ashby at first. Tucker Bond holding Ashby at first. The lefty fires this one on the outside as Patterson sits down low.
Garrett Gruhl leading the team in RBIs with 56. Last night's game driving into 2-for-4 game, a double, and a run scored.
The 2-2 as he fires this one to the third baseman, and Jovan Suarez. He drops in and a throw to first. That'll be an out for the Larks. As the Larks leading 1-0 after one as we head to the top of the second here next on the Larks YouTube channel. after a Tommy's Car Wash inning. We didn't give away Tommy's Car Wash, but I mean, a clean inning nevertheless for Luke Terbeek, and he finishes and starts now with 4, 5, and 6. Jovan Suarez, who ended the bottom of the first for the Larks against Garrett Gruhl. Kenneth Sugi in right field, and then Brady Patterson, the catcher, out of Kansas City Community College. They're all set to go against Luke Terbeek, looking for his 6th win in 6 starts as a Lark this season. Pitch a breaking ball and on the inside and missing.
Yeah, Luke Terbeek, first place on the team for the Larks in win percentage as a starter, 5-0. As that one taken for a strike. But the only other guy tied for him in wins total on the year, Tyler Schott with 5.
The 1-1 by Terbeek, and this one in there, and Suarez now down in the count, 1-2. Terbeek fires a 1-2, excuse me, fouled off on the curveball.
Jovan Suarez last night going 1 for 5. Same thing as Trent Baker, just got a single, came around and scored, and that was pretty much it for his night.
The 1-2 by Terbeek. This one swung on into right field, and it finds some grass before it finds the glove of Ashby. So that'll be a single, the first hit that Luke has given up tonight so far. And now Kenneth Sugi steps up to the plate.
Yeah, tying run now on base as Kenneth Sugi last night 0 for 3. 2 walks, struck out looking. And looking down this lineup for the Plainsmen, there wasn't really anybody that stood out. I mean, everyone just kind of got walked a bit as Terbeek makes pickoff move to first. But nobody really standing out. I mean, everyone just getting walked a lot. Everyone pretty much had 1 hit except for 4 hitters, and not really much to say about this team yet.
This one taken by Sugi, and now the count 0-1. Terbeek, we've talked about this multiple times when he's on the mound. He likes to keep the runners at first at bay.
Loves to make some pickoff moves.
This one swung on right field. Is it got the distance? No, it doesn't. It falls right in front of the Michelob Ultra sign, and no one running around past third as Jovan Suarez hold it up by the head coach and Jared Jones, and now 2 runners in scoring position after the double by Kenneth Sugi.
And we see Jovan Suarez holding up between first and second, making sure Lenny couldn't get there. And I think if he goes right away, this game's tied. If he just makes that first instinct and go and just go.
The 0-0 breaking ball on the inside, catching the strike zone to Brady Patterson. Sicoli moving over to his left, or his right, excuse me, our left. Trying to cover. This one, a ground ball to the third baseman, LaRue. And a sail across the diamond over Evans, and that is going to be an error by Tyler.
Yeah, trying to do too much. There's Tyler LaRue trying to throw it as hard as he could, and a bad throw it was. This game's now tied.
So reaching on is a fielder's choice by Patterson. So now runners at the corners, and no RBI attached to his name, but the run will score because of him, because he put it into play. But Tucker Bond from Oklahoma Panhandle State, him and Jared Maeda, well, if Tucker Bond stays in the RMBL next season, we'll have his coach from the Panhandle at Liberal to play against or play for him, whichever or. And that pitch in there by Luke Terbeek. Tucker Bond in the lineup, but Sam Bond taken out for Sugi tonight. This one on the outside.
Luke Terbeek first out of starting pitchers on the team for whip with a whip percentage of .903.
Breaking ball fouled off in front of Keith Harper and also Jared Jones. Jared trying to move over, but Keith Harper called him off. Trying to get it himself. There's one thing I love about the coaching staff here. They'll try and go for balls like that and kind of show the athleticism that they still got it. Think all of us, you know, love baseball like that and just want to be out here every night.
Yeah, and the only man that doesn't really go for the baseball is probably Frank, but that's probably for good reason. But yeah, we see Keith Harper going, putting his body on the line, trying to get some balls.
The body on the line.
Yeah, it's like calm down, dude.
This one just a little low. A block by or catch by Brady Evans. So there's an out as a punch out of Tucker Bond, but now Tyler LaRue in the grass. Well, not in the grass, but the green of the turf. Throw over to first to check on the runner in Brady Patterson. Unsuccessful, but Terbeek going to make sure that the runners do not go, especially Patterson trying to get into scoring position. Kicks and fires a bunt to Terbeek. He'll take it home, and the tag is applied. And wow, Luke Terbeek, what a play and high IQ to toss it like that.
Yeah, what an amazing play that was. I mean, it didn't really get in his glove. He just kind of hit off his glove and just threw it to him real quick, making the tag. And that is a great play by Luke Terbeek, preventing that go-ahead run to score.
First pitch by Luke Terbeek on in the strike zone. Trey Runge, Southwest Minnesota State, the only D2 player tonight for the Plainsmen.
And with that out of court, Luke Terbeek now leads the Larks in innings pitched this year with 32 2/3.
Be Jet Lotus, Mike Cruz, and didn't see the other Lark that is going to be celebrity ticket sellers. And the two flamethrowers, at least, well, all three of them, Dane Pengelly. This one, a swing and a miss for Luke Terbeek, and now count 1-2. If there's one thing I got to say, these four guys, Luke Terbeek, Lotus, Pengelly, Mike Cruz, they have all surprised me that they've gotten so much better at everything that they do. I mean, and these guys come in and out every day, and they work hard. They, you know, put smiles on people's faces, and I'll never forget Jet Lotus for Go Birds. So I think that's going to be my sign-off tomorrow. And I'm going to quote Jet Lotus, Go Birds. This one missing, well, not missing, but also a ball. Brady Evans trying to catch it, but couldn't make the squeeze on it. You ready for this one? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on here in the second inning. This one fouled off.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. It's too bad that we only have 2 days of possibly doing this. Luke Terbeek checking the runner at second. Brady Patterson, this one a pop-up and out of play.
Trey Runge doing a great job battling here. Dropping in the lineup, was in 7-hole last night, dropping to the 9 position tonight. Going 1 for 3, a run scored, a walk, and struck out looking in his last at bat.
Luke staring into Brady Evans, trying to get the pitch. Brady sets up on the outside and gets a little bit low. The 2-2, this one on the outside, and now the count, full count for Luke Terbeek and also Trey Runge. You could see a little bit of frustration for Luke Terbeek on that throw.
Yeah, it looks like it just slipped from him. Lost a bit of control. Has full count now, 2 outs. Runners beyond the move. Trying to get an out in any sort of way here.
This one on the outside, and that'll be a walk for Luke Terbeek.
And we don't see Luke Terbeek walking many guys as that walk loads the bases. And yeah, 4th walk on the year for Terbeek. He does not normally walk guys.
So now Keith Harper coming out to talk to Luke Terbeek. So we'll take a quick break here on the Larks YouTube channel. Luke Terbeek, Brady Evans, and Keith Harper done now with Jeff Keith walking back with Brady, and the bases loaded anywhere you can touch for the base paths. But Luke Terbeek has a new guy, and this is the top of the lineup, Goldbeck. This one missing for Luke, and now down 1-0, excuse me. This one catching the black on the outside, and now evens the count for Luke, and it's pretty important for him to kind of get the lead and maybe even just strike out the batter in Goldbeck, and now he's 1 pitch away with now 1-2, 2 outs.
He's done a great job attacking right away and getting to 2 strikes. Just can't lose them from here.
Terbeek fires this one on the outside and a pop fly. Who's going to get it? Tyler LaRue, Jaslove, and the left fielder, Damian Ruiz, but it drops foul. And every one of those 3 were busting their tails to get there.
Yeah, one of those awkward plays, and it perfectly landed in between all 3 of them as they're all running for it. But a tough one. You don't know who to call off. I mean, left fielder has priority out in the outfield over the infield, but tough play there.
The 1-2 for Terbeek. This one into left field. That's going to score 1, possibly 2. Yes, they will. Maybe 3. Running around is going to be Runge. He's going to be safe, and that will be a 3 RBI double for Goldbeck.
Yeah, and with that swing of the bat, this game changes as Larks go down here early 4-1 at home, top of the second.
So now Rui Yoshida, last time out, he was struck out swinging, and Luke Terbeek needing a little bit of that magic as of right now, trying to get out, especially down 4-1 here in the top of the second when they had the 1-0 lead going into this half inning. Terbeek checking the runner at second, a swing and a miss on the breaking ball on the outside. This one a ground ball to the right side. This one to Luis Garcia, and he'll toss it over to Sicoli. The top of the second is over for the Larks, but they trail by 3. It'll be Austin Jaslove and the 8th Street Liquor beverage batter. Austin, a player last year, coming on and helping the Larks here in the postseason, and he'll get a well, nope, ground ball because of the Ken? Ken. Ken. Well, Ken.
We'll let him go.
Thought it was a hit, but the ball had other plans.
Yeah, it looked like it kind of jammed him a bit. Not much power off the bat, as it'll be a ground out to start this inning.
Ken was listening to me. I feel bad, but it is what it is.
He'll find out.
He'll find out.
I mean, let's see if the Larks fans took note.
No.
No. So they're paying attention.
The 1-0, this one on the outside and missing for Anthony Comfort as Brady Evans coming in, a junior transfer out of Southeastern Oklahoma State. Going to play for the Bison. He's from Broken Bow. Says that he wants to stay around family. This one catching the strike zone, and now a count 2-1.
Brady Evans coming up big last night. 5 RBI performance, a grand slam, RBI ground on top of it. Really stepping up in a clutch moment last night to put the Larks on top later in the game.
This one on the outside, almost catching the river on the left-handed batter's box, but Brady Evans now moving the count 3-1 in his favor, and Anthony Comfort fires, and this one on the outside, and Brady Evans will pick up a walk. Brady looking for 20 walks this season. I put that in my notes. Let's see here. As Brady did get his 20 walks here, and now Bryson Evans stepping up to be his pinch runner.
And that brings up King Luis Garcia. And a little recap of last night's performance by the Larks for hitting wise. They batted .371, hitting 2 long balls off 5 extra base hits. Struck out 3 times, not going down much, 4 walks, and had 4 stolen base attempts, and had 4 stolen base, 100% success rate.
Bryson having 23 steals to his name on the season. He would, well, where is it now? There we go. 23, so he still needs a couple. This one, a throw over to first, not in time to check on Bryson Evans.
Great pickoff move there. Almost got Evans, but slides back in just in time.
The 1-0 by Comfort. This one, a ground ball in between the second baseman and first baseman. And holding at second will be Bryson Evans. And Bryson Evans now at second base because of a single by Luis Garcia.
Hit number 28 for Luis Garcia. Hits in back-to-back games. Starting to do a job now down the 9-hole. See if he can continue his success here later on in the year.
Now it'll be Trent Baker set to go. He got a single and scored in the bottom of the first. The only run that the Larks have scored so far, but possibly could get another run through. And being down by 3, I mean, the offense shines when it needs to come in.
It does. When they're down, the Larks do a great job at battling back. And we see it right here.
This one, a single past the second baseman. Coming around is Bryson. Also, King Louis will. This will be a triple, but stumbling is Baker. A throw third wide, Baker. But he's going to get a triple. Trent Baker does it again. This guy is an amazing player.
A little slippery on the base path as he falls, and it looks like he's down. It looks like he's okay. Probably knocked the wind out of him, but RBIs number 55 on the year. His 4th triple on the season, and hit number 53 on top of it.
You want to know something? Trent Baker is better than Damien Ruiz at this. getting triples. He has
That's
one
right.
more over Damien so far, but so if you're a family of Trent Baker, text him that for me, or I'll tell him it when I see him tomorrow, and he'll probably have a big smile on his face. But now Trent Baker putting the Larks down by 1, and Damian Ruiz coming in and possibly tying it up here in the bottom of the second. And even more, put another couple runs on the board and keep the Larks in the lead. They had one in the bottom of the first, could get one after the bottom of the second with only one out. Trent Baker at third. This one on the inside and missing, so the count now 2-0.
And right on cue is Trent Baker. We're talking about how the Larks do great when they're down and bounce back, and we see it there as Trent Baker being the tying run on third base here with one out.
This one on the outside and missing for Comfort, and now the count 3-0. This will probably put Damian Ruiz on first and keep Baker at third. Comfort on the very right of the mound. He'll fire. This one catching Black. And so the count 3-1 with one out.
Ruiz in his last at bat getting walked, stealing a bag. That walk marks number 30 on the year for him.
This one in the power alley of right. It's going to be at the warning track of the Herman Physical Therapy sign, and that'll walk in to Baker from third base.
And does a job there, sac fly, RBI. Ties this game up.
It does tie the game up, and not only that, but Damian Ruiz picking up his, 33rd RBI and giving Trent Baker a chance to score his 54th run, or 55th run of the season, and Lenny Ashby gets beaned, and he'll unstrap everything and walk over to first.
Yeah, and that, I don't know if there's any intent there, but that was a scary pitch to miss that high up on the first pitch to Lenny, your three-hitter. But wild throw there by Comfort.
Now to bring up Tyler LaRue, a junior at Houston Christian last time up, a sacrifice fly to the center fielder, and also coming up has a runner at first, could possibly score Lenny depending on what happens here, but first pitch on the outside and missing. One thing I'll never forget about Tyler, well, two things actually. When you see him on the field and there's a pitch that misses the strike zone, he'll always look at the runners that's in the lead, and he'll tell you either go or no.
Yeah, great communication. And that, small stuff like that really do help teams win games. I mean, we see sometimes the guy in the on-deck circle, he'll run out behind home plate and tell the guy whether he needs to get down on the slide or stay up. Small stuff like that makes a big difference in trying to win ball games.
Swing and a miss on the outside, and Tyler LaRue. The only other thing that I would say about Tyler is he works extremely hard. You go workouts, you have batting practice for 45 minutes to an hour or so, or whatever it may be, and then another 45 that him and also Brady Evans have had. A ground ball in between the third baseman and shortstop, and that'll be a single for Tyler LaRue, as Tyler looking at
hit number 61 on the year, single number 34.
Thank you.
I knew what you were
Well,
looking
single
for.
35, but yes. Wish I would have brought my monitor. It's a little late in the season to do that now, so.
We've made it this far.
We have made it this far, and I'm actually using my computer to do stats and stuff. I don't normally do that until the end of the season for, season stats or anything like that. And this one in there for a strike. But the shadows coming across Larks Park in the infield for sure now, as John Sicoli taking a pitch for a strike, is Comfort waiting for a pitch from Patterson. This one just a little bit high for Sicoli.
Sicoli last night, 3 for 4 game. one of the best hitters last night, getting a double, coming around to score 3 times, clunked by a pitch, and then stole a bag right after.
The 1-1, this one on the inside, almost touching Sicoli, and some pitching in the Plainsman bullpen, and maybe possibly having a pitching change as of pretty soon. Comfort pitched last night, and he was supposed to start tonight, so interesting to see how long he goes. A ground ball, and Lenny Ashby coming across, and a miss by Suarez, and kind of hard because that was a shortstop position type, ground ball where the shortstop should have gotten it instead of the third baseman.
Yeah, I mean, and shortstop was playing a little back on it, not a hard hit ball. Third baseman trying to take over there, but could not come up with it. And if he does come up with it there, I mean, he could probably get Sicoli out on a good throw.
So 2 outs, bases loaded for the Hayes Larks, and Anthony Comfort having his back against the wall. And Jared Jones letting him ride this one out. This one missing on the outside and maybe even just high to Garrett Gruhl. Last time out for Garrett, he ended the bottom of the first as a ground out to Suarez, who covers the line. The 1-0, this one down the middle and taken for a strike.
And Garrett Gruhl, the RBI machine, bases juiced here. Go ahead run at third base. See what he can do here.
A swing and a high fly ball. Hockemer to his right, and it's front of the Carico implement sign, and that will be another out here. As we've batted around, the Larks tying it up 4 apiece after 2. Nick Hockemer comes up here in the top of the third. The only Plainsman that did not hit in the top of the second coming up as well. He'll go up against Luke Terbeek, trying to get his 6th win in 6 starts as a Lark this season. First pitch in there and across the river for Terbeek.
Hockemer having the only RBIs from last night's game, driving in 2.
The 1-0, this one swung on into left field. Going back is Damian Ruiz. He'll make the grab in front of the You Save Pharmacy sign. Sound like a salesman out here, but trying to paint the picture. I don't know what people can see on the stream anymore. So I just want to make sure people know, kind of where it's all at.
As that brings up Jovan Suarez. Last at bat getting a single and coming around to score off the Tyler LaRue air, thrown to home plate. As first pitch taking first strike.
The 0-1, this one fouled off and past the parking lot, I assume. We won't be able to see, but I think that hit the tree and went straight down.
Beautiful sky here again at Larks Park with the moon out in left field.
And another punch out for Luke Turbeek, as that is now 33. 33, yes. That's his fourth of the night as well. Luke Turbeek coming set. He'll fire against the next Plainsman. And this one, a breaking ball in there. And Kenneth Sugi, last time out for Sugi, he got a double, but thrown out at home because of Luke Turbeek and his high IQ. This one on the outside and missing, so it'll even the count 1 apiece with 2 outs between Luke Turbeek and Kenneth Sugi.
And the Plainsmen are halfway towards their total of hits from last night's game.
This one a ground ball. Sicoli, what a grab! John Sicoli getting the last out of the inning. Luke Turbeek giving him props. That'll be it for the Hayes Larks. Defensively, we go tied 4-4 here to the bottom of the third here next.
Park, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks.
It'll be Austin Jaslove set to go. I was going to say Austin Strasner just from habit, starting the season. But Austin Jaslove, the 8th Street Liquor beverage batter, and the lights turning on here at Larks Park and breaking ball inside, missing. And so Anthony Comfort still on the mound.
Jaslove's first game starting for the Larks this season. Takes that one for a strike. Last night's appearance, 2 at-bats, went 0 for 1, got a walk and a fly out to the center fielder.
The 1-1 swung on, and this is a single for Jaslove. And now there is the base hit. Now you can call it, Ken, and already on it. He was watching this time.
Yeah, and Jaslove, first hit on the year for him. Welcome back to Larks Park. As go-ahead run moves on to first base to lead off the inning, bring up the clutchest hitter on this team, Brady Evans.
I would agree with you on that statement. Maybe, well, yeah, as of late, if not Tyler LaRue and Sicoli, some points. Dodge City, he helped us win one of those games, and he put a home run over the fence later in that game. And this one up high. But I think I already know who I'm going to do. I think it's going to be Jaslove just because, he's been here before. What has he done since then? And kind of interview him a little bit. This one on the outside and missing. And so now Brady Evans up in the count 2-0.
Brady Evans in the last inning. Game walk coming around to score, being the first run of the game, or second run of the game for the Larks.
And a strike in there for Comfort, and Brady Evans still leading in the count 2-1.
Wind is pretty much dead tonight. We got calm baseball weather here at the ballpark.
You mean calm, you mean feel like a lobster,
Yeah.
even though the sun is not even shining no more.
It's still hot, but at least we aren't flying away while we're at it too, so.
That is true. The 3-1 by Comfort. He'll throw over, and no tag applied by Tucker Bond. This one fouled off and not hitting the fence, so we don't have to say goodbye to Ace. Thumbs up. Love poking fun over there at Ace, but now the full count by Brady Evans, a 3-2. Comfort coming set, kind of an open stance. 3-2. This one on the inside, almost hitting Brady, but instead gets out the way, and he'll walk his 90 feet.
Back-to-back walks and back-to-back appearances make that 21 on the year for Brady Evans.
Last time out for Brady when he walked, Bryson Evans scored, so good things are happening for the Larks here in the inning and could possibly get another big lead, but you got to believe that Jared Jones isn't going to let Comfort go much longer if he gives up a couple more runs just to try and be competitive here tonight.
Yeah, we see over in the Plainsman bullpen, they got an arm warming up, a righty, looking like he might come in here soon.
Had to grab the baseball to do something with my hands for right now, but Comfort on the mound, and it's one thing I miss about baseball, being on the mound and just throwing, just being able to throw. The first pitch, ground ball by Luis Garcia, grounded by Comfort. A throw over in time, but both runners now in scoring position. Bryson Evans at second, and also Austin Jaslove at third.
And a great sacrifice bunt there, doing a job, and that's all you really ask for as a 9-hitter, moving those runners in the scoring position, and the Larks have a chance to take a lead here in the bottom of the third.
And now a player coming out. So this is just 24, but they will make a move. So that'll be it, and we'll take a break here on the Larks YouTube channel. It'll be Trent Baker set to go here in the inning. Up again, well, not to set up the inning, but just to keep the inning going. Sorry, got to pass your money to you for doing scoreboard. Taking a pause here is waiting for Santos, the new pitcher. Kind of noticed that it was kind of an Alec Manoa look-alike almost.
Very similar. Very similar look-alike, build-wise, facial appearance as well.
The 1-0, this one bounced into the turf and blocked by Patterson. Almost kicked well enough that could have scored Bryson Evans from third. Oh, excuse me, that's not Bryson Evans, that's Jaslov.
Taking a look back at Anthony Comfort's night. Pitched 2 1/3 inning, allowing 4 earned runs off 5 hits, 4 walks total, and no strikeouts. And something worth noting, Larks.
They're going to call a balk. And we haven't seen this in weeks.
Wow. The Alec Manoa look-alike looking for explanation. But that changes Comfort's stat line a little bit now, as that's now 5 earned runs, as that run was accounted for him as he did get on due to the single by Austin Jaslov.
I don't have this down. What happened to Luis?
Sack bunt, moved the runner
Oh,
over.
that's right, yeah. Sometimes I just don't write down. So up in the count is Trent Baker 2-0 against Santos after the balk. This one on the outside through the river, almost through the woods.
And going back on that balk call, Larks take the lead, 5-4 now.
That one also on the outside, and that'll be a walk. So Trent Baker will get on as well. So runners at the corners as Bryson Evans at third, Trent Baker at first, and Damian Ruiz coming in. He'll have a walk and also a sacrifice fly out to right field in his name, and also an RBI, but possibly could add more here. 1 out with runners at the corners. Santos fires up the middle, a ground ball caught by the second baseman across the diamond, not in time, but Kevin Randa says that he's out, and that was a close play, and I'll give it to him.
What a play. Wow.
That was a really good play. So that'll end it as the Larks will be able to score 1, and the Larks leading 5-4 after 3 innings of work. It'll be Brady Patterson set to go. Tucker Bond as well as Maxwell Dirks going up against Luke Terbeek. He's got to get through 2 more innings to officially get the win if the Larks do keep the lead from when he ends pitching, but we'll have to see about that. Luke in the windup, kicks and fires, breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, Terbeek trying to get as many innings as he can tonight, especially with his family in town, but also Larks not wanting to use all their guys up as this being the last series before the NBC.
Not only that, but doing the math here, you got 6 days until the first day of the NBC. Speaking of the NBC, as the 0-2 swing and a miss for Luke Terbeek, make that 34 punch outs on the night, or of the season, and 5th of the night. So Luke Terbeek really feeling it tonight. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but really doing his work tonight.
He is keeping it up, as this Plainsman team tends to strike out a bit more than the usual teams. As first pitch taken, strike on the casual Luke Terbeek first pitch slider.
There's one thing I like about Luke Terbeek. He, this one on the outside and missing. He always brings that lunch pail. You always talk about it with baseball. Guys bring their lunch pails. Once they show up, they're here to work. And pretty much every Lark this season that I've talked to has brought their lunch pails.
Yeah, I mean, you look at everyone on this roster, and there's not a single guy you look at and go, you know, he doesn't work hard. He's not doing his best.
And another punch out. Make that 35, 6 on the night.
And the batter's so fooled, throws the bat into play as it goes to the third baseman, Tyler LaRue.
I know Luke Terbeek isn't much of a trash talker, but that's the point where you could just go off on him just a little bit. Hey, I struck you out, and here's your bat.
Here you go, champ. Walk back to the dugout.
Here you go, champ. Oh, that'd be me, though. I know Luke isn't like me, but
Luke is very nice. Very nice guy.
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice.
now that's a strike, and now Terbeek could strike out the side. Maxwell Dirks, right out of high school, have just a couple of players that have been recently added, Dirks being one of them. The 1-2 by Terbeek. Check swing off the shoulders, and that'll be 36 punch outs on the year. This one looking and back-to-back swinging as Luke Terbeek has 7 punch outs tonight, 3 in a row. We head to the bottom of the 4th here next on the Larks YouTube channel. Lenny Ashby set to go here in the inning. He'll go up against Santos. And Lenny Ashby setting up for the first time to lead it off, at least tonight. Last time out, got hit by a pitch, and then I don't know what happened the first time, but he got on base. Nick, you could probably correct me if you want, but
Yeah, you got to walk back in the first. Stranded at first base, and then hit by a pitch, like you said, in the bottom of the second. Stranded at third.
the 0-1, this one on the outside. Left alone by Ashby, and so now the count 2-1 as the lights are the main source the rest of the way.
Larks Park filled up tonight with a lot of great fans trying to see the Larks win this series here in Game 2. Trying to build some momentum, and as the postseason is right around the corner, August 3rd, mark your calendars.
They play on the 4th.
4th.
It starts the 3rd, but
That's right, because they got the
the day by. Yeah.
That's right.
Which I don't understand that. I think I would want to have gone, you know, the opening day, because then after pool play, you know, I feel like that would be a lot better, because someday you're going to lose the extra the day advantage. This one on the outside, call it strike 3, and that wasn't close, as that was right in front of us.
And down goes Ashby to start this inning off. Just clipping the outside part of the plate as bringing up Tyler LaRue.
You're generous with that call. That was almost by the river. I mean, I'm right in front of the batter's box, or, well, right behind the batter's box, maybe a little bit farther than, you know, I would like to say. This one, I have pop fly right field. This one, Tucker Bond under it, and that'll be the second out of the inning. But, I mean, I saw that. The catcher left it wide open because his glove was, you know, on that side. And generous call. But we move on. Digress. That's usually what I normally say, especially when I'm at Fort Hays, and I digress. But now John Sicoli single, a fly out to the center fielder for the second out in the bottom of the first. This one in there for a strike. Going back to the NBC, though, the Larks get to draw Pool D. They have GPS Legends, mostly made up of Texas Legends. Then you got Jayhawk number 3, which finished in Hutch Monarchs. So Hutchison will be in there, as well as the Seattle Blackfins. So a lot of good teams. You also got, you know, Santa Barbara, who's normally in there and is basically like the Alabama or Georgia of NCAA football every year, but I digress with that. But the Blackfins, I looked on their social media account. They're kind of a newer team, so that'll be fun to see. And the Larks played a Seattle team last year, too. It wasn't the Seattle Studs, and the Studs have been around forever now. But I do remember they played a Seattle team last year. Back to baseball, though. 2-1 count for Santos and Sicoli. This one fouled off and almost took out Andy Luton. And that one in fair territory. So someone from the Larks bullpen going to go get it. I think that'll be Preston Tabor. Don't know, though. A little too far for me. Should get new glasses that are almost like just 2 times like a telescope. Can see the name and numbers on everything, no matter if I'm here or up in the press box at Fort Hays. The 2-2. This one a ground ball. This one fouled off.
Got a mostly full moon out tonight. Larks Park over in left center field. Have to see if Tyler LaRue or Garrett Gruel going to give one a ride up towards it, see if they can land one out there.
You mean Sicoli instead of LaRue. LaRue just flat out. Or maybe just
Later in the game.
Later in
in
the
the
game.
games, I mean, because Sicoli,
Oh.
I mean, that's got to be a great shot. Opposite field, left-handed hitter.
That is true. 2-2. Or here's an idea. We go 4 hours, and then, you know, the moon is straight up in the air. I don't even know if I could do another 4 hours of baseball. I mean, we've been here for an hour, and we've gotten through 3 innings so far. This one, a ground ball to shortstop to his right. Tries and puts a glove on it, a throw, not in time. But a good stretch by the first baseman and Tucker Bond.
Yeah, they're going to give him an error on the shortstop as Sicoli gets on here with 2 outs, bringing up Garrett Gruel.
Who's they? Is that Kent?
I overheard the other announcer, and I was like, I'm going to go with error, too, because that's what I was leaning towards. But
I mean, that was kind of right to him, though.
yeah.
Well, yeah. But also it was kind of, you know, in the middle of the shortstop and third baseman.
I think if he fields it cleanly, Scully's out for sure. So that's what I'm leaning towards.
That's true. That one in there to Garrett Gruel. Garrett last time out, a fly out to the left fielder to end the bottom of the second and ended the bottom of the first on a ground out to Suarez.
Sicoli reaching on base and back-to-back at-bats through errors. Not like King Louis with 11 reached on errors this season, but 7, which puts him in second place. A stat not very important, but if you wanted to know, there you go.
Garrett Gruel now down on the count, 0-2 to Justin Santos. Checks the runner at first as, well, Sicoli not a big run threat. This one on the outside and missing for Santos. The 1-2. This one on the outside and not called, but left out there. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with John Sicoli at first. Santos will kick and fire. This one on the outside. Santos thought it was a punch out, but has to walk back to the mound.
As count full, 2 outs. Sicoli be on the move. Ball in the gap. Could score the insurance run, putting the Larks up by 2. If a ball can fall in between the outfielders.
This one on the outside. Runner goes, and, well, that's going to be a walk. So Sicoli didn't really have to run. But Garrett Gruel gets a walk, and that'll put 2 on. And Sicoli in RBI, well, scoring position, I should say, instead of RBI. But suavemente.
Walk number 19 on the year for Garrett Gruel, 1 shy of the big 2-0.
We should try and do a little bit of walk-up songs every once in a while. I mean, that's a next year thought, unless we try and do that, you know, tonight and tomorrow. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. The Jazz love. I mean, good idea, right, in theory?
I mean, yeah. Maybe copyright problems, but I mean.
It's fine. 0-1 fouled off, and that one going towards the parking lot.
Two runners on here at the 0-2 count to Austin Jaslove. Jaslove getting his first hit on the season as a Lark. Back at the bottom of the 3rd, which feels like ages ago, but that was just 1 inning ago. Coming around to score in that appearance.
The 0-2 by Santos. This one, a high fly ball and out of play. The 0-2 again by Santos. He kicks and fires. This one a ground ball to Suarez. He'll tap the bag at third, as that'll be it for the Hayes Larks. The Larks leading 5-4 after 4 innings of work. It'll be Luke Terbeek here in the 5th inning of work, trying to go 5 innings and try and get another win in his 6th start and be a perfect 6-0 after tonight if everything goes well for him. And a breaking ball in there as Trey Runge out of Southwest Minnesota State climbs into the batter's box.
And after pitching 4 innings tonight, that puts him at 35 innings pitched on the year.
This one a swing and a miss on the outside, catching Runge flat-footed and also off-balanced. So Luke Terbeek nodding, and he'll kick and fire. The 0-2, swing and a miss for Luke Terbeek. Make that 37 punch-outs on the season, 8 of the night, and he's running through this Plainsman team now.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts in a row. And he hit the 30 milestone earlier in this ball game. And maybe they throw him out in another inning, and he gets some more strikeouts here. Possibilities of hitting
40
another
also.
milestone, yeah.
But also hitting 10 strikeouts in a game. This one on the outside and missing. Could have caught the black, but I digress.
And, you know, last outing for Terbeek, his last 2 have been phenomenal. He went 11 innings pitched, 9 Ks total in the last 2 starts.
Fly ball to the left fielder, Damian Ruiz. And I was going to say can of corn and also say I'm sorry because we've been talking about this for like 2 weeks now. So I guess we got to get that in before tomorrow night ends. We do. But now Rui Yoshida to Clarendon Junior College out of Texas comes up. This one a ground ball back up to Terbeek, but instead it'll be Garcia to Sicoli. And also another Tommy's Car Wash. How about that? Another one here tonight. Larks leading after the top of the 5th. 5-4 here at Larks Park. It'll be Brady Evans starting off the inning here in the bottom of the 5th as the Larks leading by 1, 5-4 as we are trying to get to halfway point. I think we have, but my eyes are kind of deceiving me. But that on the outside and missing for the pitcher, Justin Santos. The 1-0, this one up high and missing for Santos. And now the count 2-0 in favor of Brady Evans out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma. He's got 2 walks tonight. Doesn't surprise me if he goes for another one.
Yeah, losing him here early. Brady Evans.
This one swung on into right field as the right fielder coming in, and also to his right is Sugi.
As that brings up King Louie. Larks holding a 1-run lead right now, trying to add some more to the board, make Luke Terbeek or whoever comes out next inning more comfortable on the mound.
This one on the outside and missing now to Luis Garcia. Sophomore transfer going to North Dakota State out of Tucson, Arizona. This one on the outside and missing. So now the count 2-0. Same situation as Brady, but see if there's any difference.
King Louie 1 for 1 tonight.
This one a fly ball into left field. This might be a can of corn.
Maze. There it is.
Rob Schneider. We had a joke about him the other night, so I guess there it is. Got it over with.
There we go.
I think we've accomplished as much as we could have here in this month as we have.
That's all you could ask for. Grown-ups reference.
In a baseball game.
In a baseball game, yep. To the maize field. All right. That's enough.
Yep. Got old. It was funny when we talked about it at first, but first pitch by Santos fouled off, and good duct tape over there, Ace. Pretty happy about that. Don't have to move from the press box and air conditioning.
Wind has picked up just a little bit. Shallow winds coming in towards home plate as it dies down.
This one missing on the outside. It seems like your thing. Once I say the weather and the wind, you take over on the wind part and the scenery.
Yeah.
The 1-1, this one in there for a strike. Anyway, back to the NBC, though. Friday, August 4th, the Larks will play at 6 o'clock. I will not be on the call. That'll be Gerard Welbrock, the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, and he'll be on with the Larks against the Hutch Monarchs. This one a deep drive to right field, and at the warning track, Sugi, is at the warning track to catch it. 3 fly balls to the outfield and corner outfielders at that. The Larks still leading by 1 after 5 innings of work.
And welcome back to Larks Park. I'll do play-by-play for this inning as brings up Nick Hockemer to the dish. 3, 4, 5 hitters as we have a new pitcher on the mound, and Cam Walton. Luke Turbeek's night coming to a close after 5 innings of work. Cam Walton coming into the game, pitched 31 innings on the year, 2-1 record, 39 punch-outs on the year with a 4.07 ERA. As first pitch delivered, and that ball inside, staying for ball 1. Cam Walton, first in team and game started on the year, of course, making a relief appearance tonight. He's pitched in 8 total games, this being 9. Second time coming out of the bullpen. That ball taken on the outside, fastball missing. Nick Hockemer, 0 for 2 on the night, struck out swinging back in the first and flew out to the left fielder and Damian Rees. And count moves to 3-0.
Yeah, Cam Walton last time out had a little bit of a struggling, moment for him. But, I mean, Cam Walton, he's one of the best that the Larks that I've seen in the past 2 years that I've been around the program and actually remember. But this is a walk here for Cam Walton.
And leadoff hitter getting on first base, bringing up Jovan Suarez. 1 for 2 on the night. Single back in the second, coming around to score, and struck out in his second at bat. Cam Walton also tied for third place with Preston Tabor in strikeouts, as that one taken for a ball on the outside part of the plate, just missing. Sicoli holding the runner on at first, as Larks 5-4 lead here in the top of the 6th. Cam Walton bend the knees. Pitch fired and taken low for ball 2. Has yet to throw a strike yet.
Yeah, this strike zone's really tightened up, to say the least. Cam Walton, he pitches not down the middle, but he pitches, to throw it on the outside and try and get you to swing and miss or get a call to strike. And the home plate umpire really not budging here. And that kind of just frustrates me and pretty much everybody else, because there's been a strike zone. Then when Cam Walton comes in, then there's no strike zone whatsoever.
Yeah, and he misses there for 7th ball in a row as count moves to 3-0. Pitch fired, and there it is, and the crowd lets the umpire know it. As taken for strike 1, first strike of the night. Jeff Keith behind the dish. Kevin Randa playing infield umpire currently at second base. Walton bending the knees, fires away, and that ball taken outside part of the plate, strike 2.
That's funny, because that pitch was more outside than the pitch he called earlier.
I would agree with you on that. I'm not too sure about those last 2 calls, but either way, full count. And that ball, chopper to LaRue. Has time. He's only going to go to first, and a high throw past Sicoli. And moving to second base is Suarez. And Hockemeyer slips, stumbles twice. Throw comes into Evans. He's going to chase him around the pickle. And running is LaRue, tags him on the rear and throws a third runner. Suarez moving to third base on the play. And a messy overall play there by the Larks, and base running for the Plainsman.
Okay, so let's digest this here as a color commentator. Jovan Suarez, he got on because of a reach on an error by the throw. And Hockemer was at first. He moves to third because of the throw by LaRue. But then he comes around third. And also, I think he took out my mic for some reason. But here comes Keith Harper. No break here. We're going to try and keep this together here. But Nick Hockemer coming around, trying to score, and he tried to go, but then slipped and fell. Brady Evans, the throw by Sicoli. And so Hockemer tried to score. He is the first out because of the throw by Sicoli and Brady Evans in the pickle. He gets tagged by LaRue. And coming around to third is Suarez because of the entire ordeal.
Yeah, overall, messy play as the tying run does not score, but now the tying run, who should have been out in the first place, he will move to third base here with 1 out. So similar situation even if they got the out. Only difference is runner Hockmeyer would have been on second base, but now we have Suarez on third here with 1 out. Larks infield playing in, as with the tying run third, might have to go home here and get him out and prevent the Plainsman from tying this game up.
So the Larks playing in cut infield is what we would call it with Frank and Harp. And in high school, this one a fly ball. Sorry to take over because you want to be play-by-play for this inning, but can now take over for sure.
Yeah. So foul ball there, count moving to 0-1. And they're playing infield cut right now. LaRue playing off third base bag a bit. I mean, any sort of ground ball, you're gonna have to go home here.
Or check the runner at third and see what he does.
As that ball misses outside. Cam Wallen, a lot more balls and strikes to start the night off, as Kenneth Sugi up to bat. Had a double back in the second. Ground out to the first base and Sicoli in the third, and time will be called by the umpire as looks like a ball thrown on foul ball back onto the field, throws to the Larks dugout, and play will resume. And Wallen full windup, and that ball fouled off.
I mean, why not on the full windup? He's a right-hander. He's going to face third base. And Tyler LaRue, even though he's off of third base, I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to get over to third in the case of trying to get out Jovan Suarez.
And that ball ripped in the right field, and that's going to get down. And the tying run will come home to score as the Plainsmen tie this game up 5 apiece.
So Kenneth Sugi coming up now, and he has a chance to push up the runner at first and Suarez.
Well, RBI single by Sugi there, as that brings up Brady Patterson. And yeah, go ahead, run, moving to first base, 1 out, but double play is in effect. And Wallen fires, and that ball wild, but great job by Evans making the play there. And as I don't know if you guys can hear Ken in the background, but frustration all around the ballpark as Cam Wallen bends the knees, fires away, and check swing. Did he go? Home plate umpire says yes, he did. Count moves to 1 apiece.
Cam Walton got lucky on that call, honestly, because, I mean, as of the last couple pitches, he hasn't hit the strike zone really. I mean, if it's been close, it's been hit, but also at the same time, if it's been outside, it's been missing. And Brady Evans has really had to work on it. And to be honest, Brady Evans is the only catcher we have for the weekend because Peyton Ebbing is out. I mean, Tyler LaRue is a catcher, but he's at third right now.
Yeah, and with not many, can't really move a lot of guys around right now. So making it kind of difficult as Brady Evans having to work back-to-back games. He'll have to work tomorrow night as well, unless Ebbing makes a surprise appearance. But from the word we got, it sounds like he won't be here tomorrow.
He'll come back before the NBC is what I've heard.
As back to action now, count move to 2-2, 1 out to Brady Peterson. And Cam Wallen on the year, that is something he's kind of struggling with, is walks. Leads the teams in walks allowed, 17, as trying to bounce back here as he's ahead in the count 2-2, and that ball taken low. count moved to full.
Yeah, and the Larks got to move quick here. If I was the head, or not head coach, but Keith Harper, just because, you know, you got a tie ball game. You're trying to get another win, and this one a wild pitch.
And hustling down is Brady Patterson, and second base Kenneth Sugi. They'll remain at first and second as a one-out walk puts runners at first and second now.
Keith Harper looking out at the bullpen, and that'll be it for Cam Walton. So we're going to take a break here on the Larks YouTube channel.
What we do here is go back, 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 back.
And Keith Harper taking a shot at Tyler Schott as he'll come into this ball game, taking over for Cam Walton, as Walton only able to record one out here in the top of the sixth. And Schott being the ace on the year for the Larks. First pitch taken in for a ball as runners still in first, second with one out. Tyler Schott, quick stats real quick. Coming in relief, pitched 32 1/3 innings pitch on the year. Record of 5-1. Struck out 49 batters. Swung on a miss there. Tied for first, or no, it is in first place for starting pitchers with a 1.11 ERA. And in second place for starting pitching with whip at a 1.08. And fires and a slider ripped into down the left field line and fair. Rounding third is Sugi, and he's gonna dive right back to third base. And three runners tonight have slipped running around the base paths.
Yeah, and for these North Platte Plainsmen, they play on normally, dirt and grass most of the games that they've played, and I know that because of who is in the RMBL and two, the fields that they have at North Platte, and not only that, but in Gearing because they are independents as of this summer, but looking to get into the RMBL, playing some RMBL schedules with some non-conference anyway outside of it, but they don't normally play on turf, and some of these guys don't have turf at all in most of the games that they play.
Yeah, turf makes a huge difference when you're not used to it. As first pitch misses for Tyler Schott. Second one taken on the inner part of the plate for strike one. As go-ahead run on third base. Insurance run at second. Bases are juicier with one out for the 8-hitter, Maxwell Dirks. He fires and swung on and missed, and thought maybe they're going to call a foul ball there, but no. Brady Evans pops out of the glove. The count moves to 1-2. And a big hit there by Tucker Bond as I mean, that moves, almost would have scored a run if it wasn't for, slipping at third base was Sugi. But a big at-bat there from the 7-hitter who struggled tonight, struck out swinging both at-bats. And that ball runs in on Dirks, and count moving to 2-2.
Yeah, the corner infielders coming in. It's Tyler LaRue, Sicoli almost on the grass. And then you got the shortstop and second baseman a little bit deeper. The 2-2, 2 outs.
And Schott fires. Swung on, missed, struck him out, and strikeout number 50 on the year for Tyler Schott.
Said 2 outs, but I guess precursor now.
And it brings up the 9-hitter and Trey Runge. As Plainsman trying to bring home a run against the ace of the Larks. Tyler Schott swung on and missed there. Plainsman last night losing in a blowout game. I mean, trying to stay with the Larks tonight. Being an independent team, wanting to take down a top-tier team like the Larks. That ball missing. Count moving to 1-1.
Now that the Larks have 2 outs, it seems like it'd be easier now if it was put into play because any bag could be tagged here.
And that ball taken in for strike 2. Count moving to 1-2. But a big milestone there for Schott. I mean, 50th punch out on the year, looking to get another one here and get out of this inning. Goes into the full windup. Looks into Brady Evans for the pitch, and here he comes. Delivers the pitch and missing outside on the fastball. Trey Runge, 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Came home to score. Struck out swinging his most previous at-bat. Can be a hero right now as Schott delivers, and that ball, breaking ball, and everyone in the ballpark knew that one fell over the plate as that puts the count at full. Here with 2 outs, runners will be on the move. Schott having to refire another one in there and misses there. And ball 4. And the Plainsmen take a 6-5 lead.
Yeah, that was a missed call by Jeff Keith,
Terrible.
and now the Larks are down by 1. There's no movement from the Larks administration, I should say, but more of coaches because had issues with the umpiring staff last night is what I heard. This one on the inside, and this one actually called a strike. Wow.
I put ball on the board right away because I thought that was for sure. But yeah, missed call there changes this game as Plainsmen go up by 1. Swung on and missed as Schott. Letting some anger out now. Count moving to 0-2. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. And maybe should have ended a batter ago. That ball breaks in. Strike 3, looking, sit him down. Strikeout number 51 on the year as the Larks down by 1 now, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Damian Reeves, Lenny Ashby, and Tyler LaRue all due up as Justin Santos back to the mound. Has really quieted the Larks' bat ever since coming into this game back in the 3rd. And Damian Reeves to lead it off. 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded to a double play in his last at bat. That one taken on the inside part of play for strike 1. As Larks now down by 1, having to bounce back, which is what they do best. I mean, when they're down, they know how to bounce back.
Yeah, and they do it really well. We've seen that multiple times where the Larks have been down here at Larks Park, and they've tried to come back. The only other game that I've seen that they have not tried to fight back and win was the second game of second day, number 2 against Liberal, which, I mean, rain was coming in. I think everyone was just ready to be done.
Yeah, I remember that night. That was a long one. As count moves to 1-2 for Damian Reeves. Santos trying to back up his team as they gave him a lead and swung on a miss. Down goes Reeves as first batter goes down swinging.
So now it'll be Lenny Ashby, and Lenny last time out, strikeout looking.
Yeah, with Lenny Ashby up to the dish. Moonshot last night.
About this time.
About this time. Hoping for the best. First pitch fires in, taken for strike 1. Ashby went down on strike 3 on a questionable call back in the bottom of the 4th, and that ball runs in on him. Dark black sky here at Larks Park tonight as the lights being the only source to see anything tonight as ball taken in, count moving to 2-1. Wind still about same as earlier, but coming in towards the Larks dugout. Very, very mild wind, not blowing too hard. As Santos fires away, misses up high. Count moving to 3-1. And not the cleanest of baseball game, I would say tonight. We have 4 errors total by both sides combined.
Yeah, and then, I mean, Tyler LaRue. I mean, everyone else except for Tyler, because there's been 2 sailed balls. But I mean, everyone's been, pretty good so far.
That ball taken in for strike 2. Count moving to full here with 1 out. Ashby, I mean, ever since he's come to the Larks, it feels like he's always getting to these 3-2 count situations.
Yeah, he watches the count. He makes sure he gets what he wants, but now he's got to protect.
And beamed again, and Ashby throws the bat in frustration as he gets clunked for the 2nd time tonight.
And I know Ashby is frustrated because when you celebrate to strike out Damian Ruiz, you have a 3-2 count, and you just beam him right at him. Like, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you celebrated against Damian, but then you come back and you beam on 3-2 count.
The third baseman, number 26.
Yeah, and I mean, he got beamed earlier in the bottom 2nd, and that one, first pitch, run up and in, right on, like, near the head area. So, and when it's your 3-hitter, you do question, are they attacking one of our best players?
So Santos taking forever.
Yeah, as Ashby walking around over there as well, down there on the first base side. Comes back and is ready, waiting on Santos now. Bringing up Tyler LaRue. A quiet night for him, but still productive night from him. Seeing what he can do here. Swung on and missed, fouled off, sorry. As catcher call time for the umpire as he has to do a walk around. And getting, foul balls, even though you have all that gear on as an umpire, it really does hurt. I mean, if you hit it in the right spot. So, see catcher Brady Patterson looking out for Blue there. Pitch fired in, ball taken outside.
Tyler, one of the best batters on the Larks, and he's really shown it in the stats, but has cooled off as of late. I think, the anticipation of the 2 home runs. This one passed on the throw by Santos, and Ashby got to take care of the issue of Santos, and now it moves over to third.
And there you go, tying run. Moves from first to third without a pitch even being thrown. Third error of the ball game for the Plainsman. As that moves a tying run 90 feet away. And Tyler Rue, an RBI machine himself, just like Garrett Gruhl. A big spot for him to try and tie this game up.
Yeah, it is a big spot, and Tyler, swing and a miss. I mean, he can get it done. It's just, you got to put the ball on the barrel, and sometimes that outside pitch for him is kind of an issue.
And you wonder if, the home run talks have maybe affected him a little bit. I know we kind of talked about earlier in the year about how that can mess with a guy's approach at the plate, but we'll see what he can do here. The 1-2 count, 1 out, and that ball taken up high. Sicoli on deck, Gruhl in the hole. And Santos fires in, ball taken low and gets away from him, running his Ashby home. Catcher throws it towards home, and bad throw, and Ashby will score, and this game is tied.
And coming over is Santos to talk to Ashby, but Ashby not saying anything. I think, when you score, that's all you need to say, especially in that fashion when you beam him, throw over to first. And it's pretty much a pitcher's, how do I want to put this? Like, your entire score right there is because of Santos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometimes vengeance is best weighted sometimes, but of course, we don't really know if it was on purpose, but questions do flare up. And LaRue line drive into center, right to the center fielder of Dirks. And that's going to be a line out to the center fielder for out number 2. And that's probably first time we've seen LaRue in the last few games make solid contact with the ball.
Yeah, and I mean it's good to see him get a couple in the outfield, but at the same time, I mean, me being a little selfish just because being the voice of the Larks and not really getting to do it, I wish that I would be able to get the call to say that Tyler passes and be the ultimate slugger and home run hitter for the Larks in a season.
And that ball fouled off by Sicoli. And yeah, I mean, you've rode with this team all year. I mean, you've seen LaRue. He's grown throughout the year, and you've commentated. You've seen it. So I'm sure you would like. I'm sure you would like to have that moment, because that means, as much as it means to him, it also means a little something to you, because you stuck with and rode with him through it all.
Well, and I watch a lot of broadcasters talk about it. When I called Michael Jordan's sick game, or all these different games, like when Sammy Sosa came out and all this and that, ground ball. I'll go back to that here in a second before we end.
And to the first baseman, and safe.
Sicoli
Runs out the throw. I mean, that was, is that a base hit or an error there? I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, that's backhand, but Sicoli using the speed there and out running.
That's a good question, because, I mean, you could have thrown it right away, but also at the same time it would have been rushed.
I'm going to give it to Sicoli. I'm going to give him a hit on
I'm going to give him a hit, too.
Yeah, I mean, and that brings up Garrett Gruhl.
Going back to my thought, though, on Tyler and calling, but, I mean, broadcasters remember times, and I will never forget this summer and Luke Terbeek and everybody, but, you go down the line, couple 5-10 years, and you see whoever made it, who didn't make it, but yet also, you have that lifelong friendship of, if you see somebody, if you were to ever see somebody, you talk about the good times and what you've been up to, and that's kind of what I can't wait for, is once, I start getting out there calling guys, seeing where they go in their athletic careers, and, Tyler LaRue and being a baseball family and a couple of other guys, I mean, you live for these moments as a broadcaster.
Yeah, and there's a lot of potential on this team, so you might be seeing them later on in life. I mean, a lot of these guys have that next step potential to make it to minor league ball, to make it to Division I ball. As back to action now, Garrett Gruhl moving the count 3-0. Here at 2 outs. Scully on first. Santos delivers, and that ball missing up for ball 4. Moves Sicoli to second base and Gruhl to first, as that brings up Jaslov. And
you cannot not dance to the song. You just can't.
I mean, I might have been tuned out, but that's the first time I've heard his walk-up song tonight. I haven't really been paying attention to it.
And a mountain visit here is Santos, and also, well, got to flip the roster over. Jarrett Jones and the entire infield coming in to talk.
And quick stat update for you. Garrett Gruhl, 20th walk on the year. He hits the 2-0 mark we talked about earlier today. As mound visit kept short. Umpire Jeff Keith not having to come out there and break them all up. As 1 out away is the Plainsman from getting out of this inning. Very similar to the Larks half inning before.
Yeah, but and I would agree to that. But you also got Austin Jaslov. He's done it last season, and I know that last season is different. It's last summer. It's an entire year away. But I mean, Jaslov, you don't go to Tennessee for nothing. It's not that Peyton Ebbing or Dylan Dreiling went to Tennessee for nothing. I mean, they got talent, and I mean, all those guys except for Dylan have transferred out, and it speaks volumes to the talent that the Larks can pick up, and also the guys that come in here. But I mean, they got to show their worth. And here comes Jaslov on a missile. And speaking to Tyler LaRue about Jaslov, he even said that last year Jaslov had the most impressive home run of last season in the almost 50 home run season, because he hit a dead center ball. So it's 405 with the wind blowing in. And he said that, it was at least a good 15, 20 miles per hour blowing in. And Jaslov you know, as tall as he is, as scrawny as he is, not that he's not big, but compared to Tyler LaRue, I mean, he blasted that ball into center field.
Yeah, that's the deepest part of the ballpark. And with Hayes, Kansas win, it's no joke. So that must have been a long home run as that ball taken in. Count moving to 31, or 3-1, sorry. Back to the...
In baseball mode.
Yeah, back to when I used to play. We used to talk like that. But 3-1 now, 2 outs. Santos delivers, and that ball ripped out of play down the left field line into the Larks bullpen. Count moved to full. Full count, 2 outs. Larks having the go-ahead run at second base, being John Sicoli. Again, the new shortstop, Austin Jaslove, come up big and put the Larks up. Sicoli on the move. That ball fouled off. It's going to get out of play, and it's going to, yes, it will. It's going to go over to the fans, and it looks like someone made a nice catch.
I mean, you wouldn't be hearing clapping if someone didn't make a great grab, though. Hey, it's too bad well, I guess it'd go against us, but banana ball, that'd be kind of cool here at Larks Park every once in a while, especially non-league games like this. I mean, we'd be out here a little bit earlier.
And for those who don't know what banana ball is, it's the Savannah Bananas. There's a specific rule in that league where if you hit a foul ball and a fan catches it, they're out. The batter is considered out. So enough of the Savannah Bananas. Back to action. Larks swung on a miss as Jaslove goes down swinging to end the 6th. As the Larks able to tie it up but not able to score the go-ahead run. As we head to the top 7th, Larks, Plainsman, 6-6.
Tyler's shot set to go here in the 7th inning. The Larks and Plainsmen all tied up, and a strike catch in the black for Tyler's shot. So I guess it's my time to shine once again, as now Tyler shot 1-1 up against, see here, Rui Yoshida go back to the top of the order, second guy in the lineup, and this one on the inside, not caught by Brady Evans, and now the count 2-1.
Sorry, let me try that again. Rui Yoshida not really doing much with the bat tonight. 0 for 3. Struck out swinging back in the first, grounding out to the second baseman, and back-to-back at-bats.
The 2-1 by Schott. This one fouled off and to the right, and now the count 2-2. The infield playing a little bit deep, kind of just normal, if you will. I mean, no outs and nobody on. Tyler Schott the 2-2. This one on the outside and missing for Schotty.
Getting a lot of full counts tonight.
Yeah, we are. Everyone's working the full count. The 3-2. This one swung on and fouled off, and that one will go to the right, and we'll do the 3-2 once again. Seems like we're starting to have a theme here. Go full count and possibly go almost to 10 like we did last night.
Yeah. Last night we had a couple long ones and seeing some similar bats tonight.
The 3-2 by Schott. Ground ball, and this one fouled off, and Keith Harper right there, bare hands. Coach still got it.
Still got it in him.
I was going to say he got that dog in him, but, you know, a little cringe. 3-2 by Schott, and this one a walk. Surprised that we're not asking what the strike zone is because that was close, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty close on that ball. Breaking ball, the high clip part of the zone, but umpire must have saw something different than we did, I guess. But
I guess the fans at home could have saw that a little bit better than us because they're on the right side. But slider in there from Tyler Schott, and that's the strike. Count is 0-1 now with Nick Hockemer out of Ivy Tech Community College. He is 0 of 2 tonight. A strikeout swinging, a flyout, and then a ball got caught going home. This one fouled off, and the count now 0-2 in favor of Tyler Schott.
Tyler Schott hitting a big milestone last inning, hitting 50 strikeouts on the year. Add another one to it, 51. I mean, had himself a great year and really boosting up his draft stock and his D1 potential.
I mean, at a place like DBU, they're, you know, a good program. The 0-2 from Tyler. He kicks and fires. This one bouncing in. A good block by Brady Evans, the catcher. And now a count 1-2 with a runner on and Rui Yoshida at first.
And, you know, and being from Dallas Baptist and being a TCU fan, sometimes I look at Tyler and I get flashbacks to when they eliminated us from the College World Series 2 years ago.
This one on the outside and should have caught Black, but isn't called. So Tyler Schott and also Nick Hockemer. You turned off my mic.
Guess I'm 4 tonight.
Yeah, yours is on 4 tonight, apparently. So anyway, Tyler Schott and also Nick Hockemer now at 3-2. Something's got to happen. A walk or a hit or a strikeout. The 3-2. This one a liner to Tyler LaRue. No throw back to first, and that'll be the first out for the Larks as Nick Hockemer a rocket right to Tyler LaRue.
Yeah, jumping up, Tyler LaRue already having the height, so didn't have to jump too high for it. But probably smart there, not trying to do too much. Catch it and look back the runner, make sure he doesn't go any further.
So now it'll be Jovan Suarez out of Heston Community College. He is 1 of 3. He reached on an error, also a strikeout swinging and a single. He scored twice tonight, one of them being an error. With that pitch missing by Tyler Schott, it'll put the count at 1-0. The 1-0 and a swing and a miss for Suarez, and the count evens out at 1 apiece, 1 out with 1 runner on, and Rui Yoshida at first. So there's my 2s and 1s. As you smile and kind of laugh like I'm insane. Tyler Schott looking at Yoshida, and he'll throw over.
And the moon has moved to center field.
Just like I told you.
Just like he said. And possibilities are endless now for a moonshot tonight.
An actual moonshot at
Yeah.
that.
To dead center seems unlikely, but keep our hopes up.
Keep our hopes up. Swing and a miss by Jovan Suarez, and now the count 1-2 with one out, and Yoshida at first trying to move around into scoring position with a ball into play from the bat of Suarez. The 1-2 on the outside and missing, and now Tyler Schott evens the count at 2 apiece. And it seems like both Tyler Schott and also Cam Walton, if they would get ahead, they could not stay ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, take a page out of Luke Trebeek's book. I mean, he was doing a great job getting into the 1-2 counts, 0-2 counts right away.
This one looking for Tyler Schott. And Suarez bouncing up and down. Doesn't like the call, but that strike zone has been tough on both sides.
It has
and
been.
Very relentless.
As that marks strikeout number 52 on the year. Third of tonight, adding to his total on the year. First in strikeouts on the team. He's been, just like we said earlier, just been the ace of this ball club.
Slider in there for a strike on the inside. And I know Tyler Schott, I beat you in Clash Royale, but now for some reason feel like I should try and beat you on the field as well. Taking a bat maybe, but I know that slider is going to throw me off being from his hand because I'm a left-handed batter. And that slider would be nasty, but the 0-2, Brady on the outside. A throw, this one a high, thought it was a chopper, but this is going to find some grass. And going into scoring position will be Rui Yoshida at third.
And Sugi doing most of the damage tonight. 3 hits now for him. As back-to-back at-bats, both singles, came around scoring his last at-bat, bringing up Brady Patterson.
Was that just me, or was that an MLB The Show glitch? Because I thought that was off the front of the turf, but apparently that was a pop fly that found some grass.
He just threw it in the right field. He didn't get much power on it. It kind of looked weird off the bat.
Okay, because that's kind of what I thought too. It looked weird off the bat. But runners at the corners. Rui Yoshida at third. Sugi not at second, at first, excuse me. And Tyler Schott throwing to Brady Patterson for a first pitch strike. Count will move to 0-1.
Yoshida being the go-ahead run, trying to get back on top in this back-and-forth game.
Off-speed pitch on the inside for Tyler Schott. Moves the count to 0-2 after the swing and a miss for Brady Patterson. Tyler Schott, a very close set pitch. This one on the outside and fouled off to the right. So we'll stay at a 0-2 count. Schott kind of on the middle of the mound. He'll throw this one up high. And a good chase pitch there, I would say.
0-2, nothing wrong with that. Maybe go breaking ball, something there, but high fastball, nothing wrong with that, as batters tend to chase those more than any other pitch.
The 1-2 on the outside, and runner in Sugi wanted to go, but Brady Evans said, try me, and he'll go back to first. So the count 2-2, 2 outs, 2 on. There you go. I know you were ready for it. Tyler Schott, a swing and a miss. How about that? Tyler Schott picking up his 53rd punch out of the season, 4th of the night by swing and a miss. Larks and Plainsman tied at 6 as we head to the 7th inning stretch.
Did you get one? Oh, that's cute. I don't care.
blast off, shall we?
It'll be Brady Evans' time here in the top or bottom of the seventh, excuse me. A junior transfer out of southeastern Oklahoma State, or going into the program, out of Broken Ball, Oklahoma. One of the most clutch batters for the Larks this season, especially when it's at home and the lights are on. Brady Evans comes alive.
Yeah, that's right. And tonight has got on twice with walks, back-to-back walks in the bottom of the second, bottom of the third. Most recent at bat popping out, trying to get on here and put the Larks on top.
Yeah, the count in favor of Brady Evans now 2-0 against Justin Santos, and we really thought that is shocking that they have Santos back out there.
Yeah, it wasn't too impressive. Last inning was able to work out of it, only allowing one run, but had to see how much longer he goes into this game.
3-0, this one down the middle on a red light. 3-0 count for Brady Evans. I know why it's 3-0 for a reason, but at the same time, if it's in the wheelhouse, I don't know why you don't swing at it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look silly up there. But
this one up the middle, and that's going to be a single for Brady Evans. Just like we talked about, Brady Evans comes alive when the lights are on, and he's at Larks Park.
Yep, and that puts the go-ahead run on once again, trying to bounce on top, as the Larks always seem to be a step behind tonight besides the bottom of the third. As they can put a run on the board, Larks take that next step and get out of here with a win tonight.
So King Louis back up to the plate as he has a speedy runner in Bryson Evans, the second most stolen bases by the Larks this season in a player. The top is Damian Ruiz. A throw over to first. This catches Bryson. And wow.
Just like that, the tides have turned.
That's been, what, in 1-2 weeks, a couple times that we've gotten thrown out at first. I mean, the base running issues has been an issue, but now it's really an issue because you're going into the NBC and you're going to see better pitching and better defense.
Yeah, I mean, got to step up there, especially with, Bryson Evans being taken out of the lineup recently. I mean, if he wants to keep playing, mistakes like that can't happen.
Well, and especially in a postseason where the Larks are wanting to win a championship. The 0-1, this one on the outside and missing from Santos. And apparently Santos getting into it with Randa. And I knew going into this game that Kevin Randa And knowing him, you know him,
I
we
do.
all know him because we played with Randa as an umpire. And don't know what the issue is. Now the head coach for the Plainsman coming out to talk to Kevin Randa. So we all know what it's like to be playing against, well, not against, but with Kevin Randa. And we knew that this was going to be interesting.
I'm trying to read his body language. I have no clue what he's trying to explain to the manager. It looks.
Maybe coming sad or something?
I mean, there's no runners on though. I mean, what?
What does it matter?
Why? Yeah.
I mean, it's got a good question, but it's got Santos upset about it.
Yes. And Santos really proving our point earlier. He reminds me of Alec Manoa and doing what Manoa does and
Yeah.
trying to fight with the umpire, trying to figure out a way to get on his good side, really.
So Kevin Randa was going to come out, but
And he says, I had enough, and he walks away.
so what is the job that we're doing here? All right, I guess we go back to baseball.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. I hate how this happens multiple times where baseball, it's already slow enough. And, you know, there's no pitch clock in this level. But at the same time, it's just like we've seen stall tactics the entire season here at home. And it bothers me so much.
Yeah, and it's just part of the game, and it can be frustrating as a viewer, and once you know another.
It's 1-0. And now we have another break. And Ken, great timing on the music. Guess I'll turn it up just a little bit. Oh, that's why it's muted. So, perfect timing. So I'm going to keep that playing for a little bit.
That's fine with
Because
me.
why not?
So is it ones or?
I don't know.
You know,
It's not our
This is what
job.
I'm
No one's
talking
no
about.
one's fixing it for us.
gosh,
No one's talking to us anyway. So
try to keep my cool sometimes, but tonight I'm sorry. I apologize to anyone listening.
hey, it's all right. They've heard me rant a little bit throughout the entire season, so I think you're fine.
Wow,
I've let loose a lot more than you have. So
he's got tiny hands too. I can't.
well, and he shows it right in front of him too.
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to see that? The 1-1, this one down low. Or here's an idea. Call a consistent strike zone.
That works too. I mean, if you're consistent, I can be consistent with whatever you got. But anyway, fast forward. Let's get back to.
Let's get back to
game.
baseball. And the
Yeah.
Larks fans really coming at the energy now. They're really bringing it. Can hear Toby to the right of us, my colleague from Ithaca, really saying that this inning's taking forever, and I couldn't agree more, buddy. The 2-1. This one, a inside
Thank
pitch, and
goodness.
sawed off a third base throw, and almost couldn't get there was Bond because of Suarez.
And the at-bat that took centuries of work to get over with has come to
Finally.
an end.
Yeah, finally came to an end.
Wow. We had a disagreement between the pitcher and somehow a first base umpire who had nothing to do with anything going on.
Yeah.
And then the you know, I'm lost. I can't really explain what just happened. But
Can't
back to it. Trent Baker, the leadoff hitter, up here with 2 outs.
And a pop fly. Who's going to get it? I think it's the second baseman. It'll be Yoshida, and yes, it will, after the jump up in the air. And so the Larks and Plainsman tied at 6 after the 7th inning here. It'll be Preston Tabor on the mound and also Tucker Bond out of Oklahoma Panhandle State. You got some numbers on Preston.
Yeah, Preston Tabor back to the mound. Fouls one off right there, but Tabor in his last few outings been kind of taking a step back, struggling, walking more guys than he usually does. He's pitched 23 and a third innings pitched here, 3-0 record. Has walked 4 batters, struck out 39, so coming up on a milestone. Has an ERA of 1.93. So even with his struggles of lately, he has bounced. I mean, he's still having a solid year.
Yeah, and he's really having a good stretch here tonight so far. 1-2 count for Preston. He will have a foul off on Bond. The 1-2 by Tabor, and this one fouled off again. And here we go with the the extra pitches.
Yeah, I mean, great job by the hitters doing their job tonight. I mean, a great ball game so far. 6-6, top 8. It's going to come down to the wire.
Ground ball, Preston Tabor, a 360, and over to Sicoli. Made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, adding a little spin move to it as well.
Have to
Lobbing it
have
to
finesse.
first. Have to finesse. Yeah, make it look stylish.
Hey, we're trying to make it look classy around here.
Bringing up Maxwell Dirks. 0 for 3 in the night. 2 punch outs. Came around to score off of fielder's choice.
This one in the outside, catch in the strike zone though. I think Dirks just graduating high school. He looks a lot smaller than every other guy that we've seen. Even Aiden Orr, who just graduated high school going to Oakland University from Gearing, looks a lot bigger than Dirks. But nevertheless, I mean, he's a pretty good ball player from what we've seen so far. The 1-1 into right field, a fly ball. This one short. Damian Ruiz making the dive, but no. This will find some grass.
And extra base hit there for Maxwell Dirks. Finally getting on tonight. First time getting on this series. As that brings up the 9-hole hitter and Trey Runge. RBI walk in his last at bat, so did his job. And now needing him to step up again with that go-ahead run at second base.
Yeah, and with Trey Runge being the only D2 guy in the starting lineup or we've seen so far, I mean, he's got to come through for these Plainsmen. But this pitch low by Preston Tabor. Kind of surprised after last night. I mean, the Larks did kind of struggle, but really in for a battle tonight, especially after Comfort pitching last night, coming back tonight, and then Santos with all of him and his innings as we've gone to, 6-6 after 7.
And, I'm glad we're having these games like this because Larks need to know, these guys need to know that not every game in the NBC is going to be a blowout. It's going to be close games against teams you think you match up very well against.
That one a swing and a miss on the outside by Trey Runge, and now the count 1-2 in favor of Preston Tabor. Looks to try and get a punch out here. He already got a ground out so far in the inning. This one a fly ball into the right side of the field, and a great grab by John Sicoli. And he's made effort plays like that all season long.
Yeah, and a big out there. I mean, one misstep, and that ball gets down, moving the go-ahead run to third, possibly scoring him, depending on how that ball travels after it falls and hits the ground. But bringing us to the top of the order.
Yeah, now that brings in Gearing Goldbeck. This one a foul ball.
Larks defense situation playing back as they just need to get an out. That's all they need. They don't need to focus on that runner. Just get an out here.
And especially being, at second base, you have the luxury of, giving up at least third, at least for now. But also if, he turns third, you got to be ready for it to go home. But now the count 0-2 in favor of Preston Tabor over Goldbeck out of Kansas City Community College. Preston Tabor coming set. He kicks and fires. This one missing and blocked by Brady Evans. The 1-2, 2 outs. Preston Tabor looking at second. A check swing. No call, but Brady Evans makes the tag. They're going to check on Kevin Randa, and no is the swing. So we have 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. The 2-2 for Tabor. Ground ball to Sicoli. He's going to run over, and it's going to be all him. John Sicoli, back-to-back outs here in the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th, tied up at 6 apiece. It'll be Damian Ruiz set to go here in the bottom of the 8th. A freshman from Houston Christian in Livingston, Texas, Sacrifice fly, RBI, a strikeout, and had a ball put into play. Didn't write it down for the bottom of the 3rd. Nick, you can correct me if you really want to.
Double play.
Double play.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, other than his walk, he hasn't been on tonight. So it sounds like he's due. And Santos giving up one. Is it gone? Yes! No, it's off the wall. Oh my gosh. I need new glasses. Damian Ruiz, Trent Baker tied at 4 triples on the year, same night once again.
Coming up big as the Larks needing him to step up there. And like you said, triple number 4 for Damian Ruiz. As that run, if he comes on to score, 9th inning, we see our closer come out and finish this game off.
Well, and I don't know what's going on. A lot of people are gathering. I think Santos is probably toast. So manager coming out, but no one's coming on the field. But Frank wanting that one gone. I think everyone thought that that was gone.
I thought it was too, but I'm not quite sure what happened. But I'm assuming it's off top of the wall.
So Damian in batting practice has done that a couple times, and we've told him, you know, you got to get some more protein and you lift some heavier weights, and making jokes with him. I never thought that we'd see a ball actually hit the top of the roof. Or not the roof, but the top of the wall and bounce back in for him. Yeah, just throw it over there, I guess. So now Lenny Ashby, infielders cutting into the green turf. A swing, a drive. This one past the second baseman and Rui Yoshida. That'll be an RBI single for Lenny Ashby out of Kansas.
And the man who's been beat up all night, gone through it all with the pitcher that's been here since the bottom of the third inning, gets his revenge. RBI single. Larks go up 7-6.
Really, he did. I mean, talk about it. Lenny Ashby
Cannot
having
write that better.
Justin Santos problems, and he really just said, this is my ballpark. And that'll be it for Santos. We'll come back here next on the Larks YouTube channel. It'll be Tyler LaRue set to go here in this one. He has a single, 2 flyouts, and a sacrifice fly and an RBI. But it'll be Mason Davenport, the one of 2 tall guys on the Plainsman that I've seen this summer. Nikolai Arbach, the other one. Well, and he left the team, so had to go get another one. So Davenport, the next guy up, I guess.
A tall, lengthy pitcher. Reminds you of Carson Jacobs. As he got some speed on him, as you saw at first pitch fastball.
Lenny runs. This one says he's out. Wow. That was close. I'll give Randa that, but I don't know. Especially just trying to get out of this game at this point.
I mean, the slide was probably what didn't sell it. I mean, it almost looked like he was on the back part of the bag, and it was a tough one. I'm on kind of Miranda's side there. It's just an awkward looking slide, but that's
This
how you
one
get
a
the
ground
first down.
ball to Rui Yoshida on a grounder, and then a routine one. Excuse me, a routine one at that, and a throw over to the first baseman in Bond. Will bring up the second out, and now coming in, it'll be John Sicoli.
John Sicoli.
I can't stop.
Now that you found the song, you gotta sing it, you know.
Oh, it's in my head. I can't control it. My bad. Bring up John Sicoli. Reached on air twice tonight, having a single back in the bottom of the sixth.
Davenport agrees with his catcher in Patterson. This one missing. Maybe just a little bit high. I think that's what it is because it looked right on the black right there.
Insurance runs would be nice here as Larks will be heading to the top of the ninth with a one-run lead.
This one a swing and a deep drive into center field is Dirks. He makes the grab, and that'll be it. Larks leading by 1 as we head to the last half inning of this one. Larks leading 7-6. It'll be Rui Yoshida against Preston Tabor. Hopefully, and kind of what we're hoping for, really, is Preston Tabor locks it down and we can get out of here. It's been a 3-hour game as this far, but only pushing it back 30 minutes. It doesn't do a whole lot, really, especially when the guys are still out there in batting practice out in the hot heat. But a swing and a miss for Preston Tabor. The swing and a miss on the curveball, and Preston getting ahead 0-2. Speaking of tomorrow, we will have the game starting at 7 o'clock and also have the raffle as well. Ground ball, this one foul. So if you are in the raffle and interested to see if you win, follow us on YouTube and watch that tomorrow. Was told that was happening before we got on today, so I guess we will do that. Kind of do as we told type of thing, I guess. And so I guess firewood for Rui Yoshida.
Count remaining 0-2.
Preston Tabor ready for the 0-2. He fires. This one on the inside. Looking is Yoshida.
Strikeout number 40. Welcome to the 4-0 club, Preston Tabor.
That was good, buddy. That was good. That was good timing. I got to give you a fist bump on that one. All right. Now the festivities is over. Nick Hockemer at the dish. He is 0 for on the night, 0 for 3. Strikeout, swinging, fly out, walk. This one in there, but missing apparently. The 1-0 by Tabor. This one a ground ball to Jaslov across the diamond in time. Nice pop of the glove as well from Jaslov.
And, you know, throughout the year, when ground balls hit to our shortstop, I get a little nervous and everything. But with him over there, I feel a lot more confident. I mean, that was very smooth, and a hard hit ball like that earlier this year, we would have saw some of our guys struggle with that. But great job by Jaslov fielding that hard hit ground ball.
Now it's Preston Tabor and Jovan Suarez. Possibly the last at bat of the game. This one just a little bit low. Larks trying to improve to 7 wins in a row and pick up their 35th victory of the season in game number 41. This one a swing and a miss by Jovan Suarez. The Larks also trying to pick up the 26th victory at home this season. The 1-1 by Tabor. He fires this one, a swing and a miss by Suarez, and the fans loving that one as we are 1 strike away from a Larks victory once again here at Larks Park.
And this is Preston Tabor's first save outing on the year. Let's see if he can punch him out, get his first save.
The 1-2 on the inside, and Tabor falls. Tabor's just fine. The count 2-2. Keith Harper kind of coming out, making sure that Preston's all right. But Tabor tuning out Keith Harper. He is in go mode as now he finally checks over and he said, yeah, I'm good. And Keith, all right. Lots of claps here. The 2-2, 2 outs. Preston Tabor against Jovan Suarez. Brady Evans gets down in the crouch. Tabor sets up on the right side. He fires, swing and a miss. And Preston Tabor has done it. He picks up his first save of the year at home. And also, Larks moving to 35-6, pick up their 7th victory in a row and 26-2 at home. They push North Platte to 17-31 with a loss record of 2 in a row, and also 9-16 at other baseball fields. That'll be it for me. Caden Sanders alongside me has been Nick Helgett and also Ace Newberger. We'll have the post-game show here next on the Larks YouTube channel.
Game on field interview with Caden Sanders, sponsored by Lewis Automotive Group, 4440 Vine in Hayes. Caden Sanders.
All right, where's Preston Tabor? Hello.
All right, Preston, you pick up your first save and this one at home, one of your last ones this season. Talk to me about kind of going out there and, doing your thing.
Yeah, the guys before me battled out there, and I'm just trying to come out here and pitch a good game and finish it off for the guys. They battled hard getting the lead back, so just tried to close it out.
You were a part of this team last year. Talk to me about what this pitching staff has this year than last year, especially, gearing up for another NBC tournament.
We got a great staff. We've shown it all year. Everyone we put on the bump's going to come out there and they're going to have success, and just trying to be a part of that. And we got a good staff going into the NBC, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, where's Austin Jazz Love?
Yeah, Jazzy.
Jazzy, you're back in Hayes. How good does it feel to be back?
Feels incredible to be back in front of this amazing crowd, and I wish I was here all summer.
You were at Tennessee. Where are you going now, and kind of what made you make that decision?
I'm going to Arkansas State University now. Good opportunity, a lot of connections, and I hope it's a good decision.
Right before the NBC, you come to the Larks, and what are you expecting from the NBC this year? I know we kind of talked, postseason, and how fun is it to be there as well?
It was a great experience last year. We made it to the championship, and I'm pretty certain that we're going to go back and make a good run again, because this is a great team, maybe even better than last year, and we can bring it home.
All right, well, thank you guys.